All right, thanks, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Baltimore Ravens and the Houston Texans. This will be fielded at the 8. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. And they'll run it here. And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33. Now, you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, second and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And, right away, he lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
All I can say about this play is that someone's living right. I mean, he's trying to gain yardage, trying to get upfield. Ball comes free. What's that panic that we've talked about oftentimes that you feel when you lose the ball?
You can sense it.
Oh, you can sense it. And somehow he got to it and was able to recover it for his squad.
Jackson now. Escaping the pressure right. Now he's going to throw deep rights. And that's caught inside the 30. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That one goes for 36 yards. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. The former Indiana Hoosier here, Tevin Coleman. Open space inside the 10. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Tevin Coleman, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Ravens take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. And on the ground they go with a running back. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started.
Anthony Barr got a real education at UCLA in playing not just his normal position of stand-up outside linebacker, but down defensive end. So he had to incorporate a variety of moves, take on bigger people. So he learned great leverage while he was there. That really helps him.
And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Houston. A great play there. 77 yards. And the Texans are an extra point away from tying this football game. Point after, up and good. And we are tied at 7. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This one taken from the 7. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in. But I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
16 yards right off the bat and a 1st down. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. They'll run it now out of the gun. Nifty move. And now running right through it. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. That one good for 13 and a Raven first down. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give him the yardage that they needed. But they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
And he will find Scott on the right side complete. A gain of 6 there on first. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So, as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for? Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
From the gun on third down, Jackson, and that is incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. And they'll go on the ground. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
And with the play clock running low, Bill O'Brien's going to signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3.
Richmond.
And they'll go with the ground attack here. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Come back. Back 22. Back 22. Richmond.
On first down, it's Watson. It's complete to Fuller. That goes for a gain of 31.
And let's face it, that what we just saw there, not a surprise, is it? I mean, this is what he does well. And if you don't tackle him as soon as he catches the ball, this is the end result. Big yardage afterwards.
Got the speed, the agility, so good with run after catch. And we're only in the first quarter, so they better get a wrangle and a hold on that quickly.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And what's really difficult to try and defend him is if you want to press him so that you get him on the ground quickly after the catch, a lot of times he'll just run past you at the initial point of contact and he'll go deep.
And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. Shaq Thompson in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Out of the gun, Watson. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation.
Come back. Down. Blue lady. Blue lady.
Back to throw, Watson. Eluding the pressure right. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Well, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
This one taken just inside the 10. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that
And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. They said there was a lot of discussion in their defensive team meeting room after last week's performance. They had 7 sacks. Something in the water. There's one in the first quarter.
A lot of discussion, a lot of excitement because now everyone wants to get involved with this. Who's going to continue that process? Who's going to get to the quarterback this week? But they have to be careful. When you have that much pressure, they want to use it against you. Draws, screens, those types of plays.
We'll see if they do that. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Jackson from the shotgun. Drops it off for Coleman. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
Dancing to his left. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. A gain of 6 there on first.
I think that should have been chalked up as a winning play for the defense, and they somehow beat it, didn't they? Right-handed quarterback flush to his left, yet he finds his tight end on the left side of the field. That's a tough throw. What a great completion.
Just a couple of on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he gets it down to the 48, enough for the first. The 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. A wise move there, looked like nobody open, now 2nd down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To throw again. Jackson, flush to his right, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Like the footwork back there, and I thought he did a pretty good job of evading that first wave of players. Tried to buy a little extra time out of the pocket, but in the end, oh, that was a tough one.
Yeah, winds up getting buried for the loss. This offense 2 for 2 on third downs on this drive. They're in for a tough test here, though. 3rd and long. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Now the Texans offense, they head back out to do battle here. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for everyone possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. A pickup of 11 and a Texans first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
So a little breathing room now. 1st and 10 at the 17. On first down, Watson. Looking for his running back, and he's got it. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. A good pickup there at 22. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
Richmond.
The offensive penalty has us back where we started as they come up on a 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, Watson. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. A big connection on that one. 38 yards. So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10.
Flag 22.
From the gun, here's Watson. Flushed out right. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
Reset. Tiger.
Here's Watson now on 2nd down. Escaping the pressure right. That's going to be caught. And he doesn't quite make it. Taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. And a nice gain of 21 yards. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. A great effort there. Touchdown number 15 of the year. And the Texans have broken the tie. And he'll bang that one through. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
Now Jackson eluding the pressure right. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage, but instead he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he will cross the 30 down to the 29-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
This will be caught inside the 10. A nice gain of 21 yards. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
And before this 2nd down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. As they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. They get it to him running left. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. So backed up to the 6 now. 3rd and goal. Now they'll run it on the toss. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. Now a timeout coming here defensively. As on 4th down, may as well make them punt it. So they won't get a touchdown, but here's a chance to at least get 3 to end the first half. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And his kick is indeed good. And they double him up here. That makes our score 20-10. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
He's going to be stopped here with a penalty marker on the field. I'm not sure what this is about. So after the penalty, we'll have one final untimed play here before halftime. Final play of the half here. It's Jackson. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Hayden Hurst as time expires in the first half. And the Ravens are able to show off their quick strike ability. And just before the half ends, the prayer is answered. Defensively, a disaster there.
I know often we're surprised when this actually works. I mean, the excitement level goes way up, but maybe we shouldn't be because I know as a defender, you've got to play the ball in this situation, but you can't interfere with the receiver because, remember, it's a spot foul, and it'll be 1st and goal if it happens in the end zone, and you don't want to give up that play and that little bit of hesitancy. often works really well for offensive guys.
The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that.
Hey, black 22! Black 22! Come back, come back! 57, fight 57. Come back, come back!
On second down, here's Watson. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, C.J. Mosley. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out into the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Detroit! Detroit! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Watch it now, Barney! Barney! Watch it now, Barney! Barney!
And they'll run it here. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. Tackle made by Whitney Merciless.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secure before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
No surprise there, Jadeveon Clowney with a tackle for loss. We all know how he became one of the most famous players in football, though, don't we?
Oh, that one play.
Yeah, that one big-time play was on highlights everywhere. They want to see more of that here in the NFL.
Gone! Leopard! Leopard! Let's bring it!
Now Justin Tucker. He has hit from 61 in his career, so he has the leg for this. 64 was Matt Prater's record. This would top that by a yard. And Tucker, the former Longhorn, puts this one through. So you had to figure that sooner or later someone was going to top Matt Prater's record of 64, and officially this one will go in the record books at 65.
You saw him lining up for this, and you just thought to yourself, you know, he couldn't make this. And sure enough, to be here to see it, that's pretty darn awesome.
The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
Black 22! Black 22!
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs.
Not too many more ideal situations in 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Watson on first down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just 1 target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target of the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him. Find him. Find him.
He's going to air one out. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. They give him 27 yards on the 3rd down conversion. Now they'll run it on the toss. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
But they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot and picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone. Now a first down throw, Watson. Green with a catch left side. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables, otherwise they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss him? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
On 3rd down, that's Love. And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back.
Tiger! Come back! Green, the line!
Watson on first down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, they thought they were going to break the tie. The defense had other plans. They were already in field goal range. But boom, an interception.
I don't know if this was a case of being a little bit too greedy with the opportunity to put points on the board. But give credit to the guys on the defensive side. Hung in there, battled, and made a key play.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Certainly looked like maybe his 3rd or his 4th read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And he'll use his blockers to get this up over the 20 to the 21. 9 yards on the pickup there as they'll be left with 3rd and 1.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23. He needed a yard. That's what he got, and it's going to earn him a new set of downs.
No. Jack, Patriot!
Back now in Houston. All even as we get ready to start the fourth. Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10.
Leopard! Gone!
They go play action with Jackson. Wide open receiver complete. A really good pickup of 28 yards. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me. I'm going to keep firing.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48. Justin Reed, the safety, made the tackle.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
On 3rd down, Jackson. Flush to his right. He can run for... Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Texans say they have it. They do.
Well, so much for the 4-minute offense. They were trying to reduce the clock, get in position to win the game, and leave no time for them to come back and catch them. And guess what? They turned the ball over. Yeah, I mean, they had it all set up for themselves, and they let it get away.
Watson will bring up the Texans here 1st and 10 at their own 43.
Down! Black 22! Black 22!
Following the fumble recovery, Watson. Flushed out right, and it's incomplete.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Watson being chased out left. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. That's going to be a loss of 15 yards on the play. And it's 3rd down.
Hey, read the line! Read the line!
To throw is Watson. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down. The Texans send the punter out as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And they got across the 50 last time, but fumbled and turned it over, so they'll be looking to have a short-term memory here, Mr. Davis.
Not only a short-term memory, but a whole lot better ball security. Because if they take care of the ball, continue to move it, their chances of scoring some points, they got to feel pretty good about. They thought they had things moving in the right direction last time. Fumbles, they don't just affect you on offense, they affect your overall team because now your defense has to make that stand up.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
2nd and 9 now from the 21. On 2nd down, Jackson. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off at the 28. And he will take this down to the 10-yard line. Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. He gets this down to the 3, but no further. Brought the power run out of the bag and got a couple extra yards with it. It's a good pickup of 7 yards, and now they're looking at 2nd and goal. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll give it to him up the middle. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Texans use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Extra point right down the middle, and they will take a 7-point lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And the Ravens taking the field. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily that you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. They'll run it now out of the gun. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Yeah, every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. The Raven passing game getting in sync. Another 1st down. This quarterback now 5 straight completions here in this 2nd half. 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. On 2nd down, here's Jackson. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Jordan. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. The Raven passing game getting in sync. Another 1st down. He'll look to throw. Got a man. It's caught for a Ravens touchdown. Jaleel Scott, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying the football game. It took them an extra look, but they found out it is a touchdown indeed. The official says this one counts. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to work this one down to about the 5. Now it appears we've got an injured Raven down there on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. The Ravens on third down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This time it's 3rd and 3.
Gun!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. A great effort there. A 5-yard touchdown run. And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying the football game. The extra point, a vital one, and he gets it to go. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this 4th quarter. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. And now out comes Houston. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play. But if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. And Green with a catch left side. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. That goes for a gain of 31. Well, we haven't been shortchanged on offense. Another fun play to watch there on the deep pass.
This game has the feel of, what, a turkey bowl, a Thanksgiving day. You know, when we get together this year and the Davises and the Gardens get together, that's what our playbook's going to look like they're drawing them up in the dirt. And so far, it's working for both of them.
And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And he stopped immediately there. The linebacker, C.J. Mosley, in on the stop.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Watson. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here. As the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now a handoff looking right. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. Now, what's the thinking here? Because a touchdown would be nice, but you've ensured yourself a chance at 3 in the lead, so how worried are you about the 6?
You're not very worried about if you're confident in your kicker. And if you got a kicker who can put it through the post, you feel really good about trying to bleed that clock down. In an ideal scenario, your kicker puts it through the post as the clock hits zeros.
And it is good. He splits the uprights on the chip shot. And the Texans are going to win the football game. Well, I know at points in this when you wanted to close your eyes because of all the points that were being put on the scoreboard. You're a defensive guy, but it was a fun little track meet, wasn't it?
It was, and you know the people who really enjoyed this game? They're the ones that like going to batting practice at the Major League Baseball parks, right? Seeing the 14-11 game, that sort of deal. That's right up their alley with what we saw in this one.
So for Houston, they just keep on rolling as they move to 9-2 with a win here. And now they'll have a few extra days here before they face Indianapolis next week. Meanwhile, for Baltimore, it's a loss that could hurt them come playoff seeding time as they drop to 8-3. And they'll be off to Minneapolis next week for a look at new U.S. Bank Stadium and a date with the Vikings. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm